Good day, I'm Theodore Henry, and this is your JIS News for Thursday, September 30. Jamaica received 2 vaccination buses courtesy of the people and city of Yantai, China, in support of the country's fight against the COVID-19 pandemic. Minister of Health and Wellness Dr. Christopher Tufton received the gift earlier today during a virtual handing over ceremony. The buses will support the National Vaccination Implementation Program, which targets vaccination of 65% of the population by March 2022.
The mobile buses will allow us to achieve this target by taking the vaccines to people at their convenience and those in rural parts of the country who may have a challenge reaching to a vaccination site. So far, the mobile units have made stops at 12 sites across the island, with another 5 sites planned over the next few days. At each stop, we were able to vaccinate on average 200 Jamaicans.
Over the next 2 days, the mobile service will visit 5 more sites. While at the handing over ceremony, Chinese Deputy Director General in the Foreign Affairs Commission, Chen Baiwei, expressed strong desires for both countries to increase cooperation going forward.
I am sure that the donation of these 2 vaccination vehicles this time will leave behind touching stories in our friendly relations. We stand ready to carry along with more practical cooperation in trade, agriculture, fishery, and people-to-people and cultural exchanges.
The government has developed a 3-tier connectivity plan for schools to meet the demand for internet service. The plan also includes 48 places of safety to ensure students have access. Technology Minister Darrell Vaz says this is in response to data which shows that more than 600 public schools have been impacted by poor quality or no internet service.
Each group of schools will be connected to the government's backbone, over which they'll get access to the internet and data services. This type of network service gives the government the ability to share a single source of internet to the various groups of schools and eliminate the need to manage over 900 individual internet service contracts, providing instead for a single internet service contract for all schools.
Minister Vaz was giving an update on the National Broadband Plan in Parliament on Tuesday. Tier 1 includes 661 public schools with enrollment between 100 to 400 students. Tier 2 covers 480 public schools located in rural and deep rural communities with enrollment of up to 400 students, while Tier 3 includes 244 public schools with enrollment between 500 and 2,000 students.
We have completed fiber connectivity to 45 of these high bandwidth schools. Of the 45 schools, 21 are accessing the internet service at the required bandwidth. The remaining 24 schools are awaiting the installation of equipment to activate the fiber cables. We anticipate that these 24 schools will be able to have internet access by the middle of October, with an additional 40 schools to be added by the end of November.
According to Minister Vaz, the National Works Agency is currently procuring qualified fiber optic cable contractors to carry out installation work to schools that require high bandwidth. The Public Broadcasting Corporation of Jamaica, PBCJ, is set to increase their number of channels as part of the network plan to provide educational content to students. The 24-hour educational channel, PBCJ1, is expected to be fully operational by the end of this year. The Universal Service Fund, USF, has provided funding support of more than $20 million for the undertaking.
This in turn means that students living in rural communities with cable television subscriptions will have access to more educational content through their cable service.
It was announced last year that PBCJ would be part of the Digital Television Network initiative to televise educational content to students without internet access. Meanwhile, Minister Vaz says government will continue to engage the private sector in the expansion of its fiber optic footprint. This will provide greater connectivity for businesses in both the public and private sector as well as schools. So far, the parishes of St. Catherine, Clarendon, Manchester, Westmoreland, St. James, St. Thomas and St. Anne have benefited from the rollout of cables. Minister Vaz says Trelawney and Hanover will receive fiber optic connectivity by the end of October, while St. Mary and Portland will receive same when cables are installed along the North Coast Highway.
I have met with the team at the National Works Agency and have received assurances that the installation of fiber optic cables along the North Coast Highway will be fast-tracked. I'm advised that the tenders for these works are already being developed with a view that these cables will be in place by December 2021.
In addition to the expansion of fiber optic infrastructure, the Technology Minister says plans are also in place to install the microwave backbone.
Contracts for the main microwave backbone radios are to be awarded by the end of this month. The microwave network will provide backup connectivity in the event that fiber optic cables are damaged. The microwave network will also enable fixed wireless connectivity to remote sites such as schools and has a capacity of 1.5 gigabit with the ability to scale as needed.
189 communities across all constituencies have been identified and approved for internet connectivity under the Community Wi-Fi Hotspot initiative. The locations were submitted by members of Parliament. Of that number, connectivity has been completed in 28 communities, with inspection being carried out in 69. Technology Minister Darrell Vaz says he is looking to complete the project in 3 phases instead of 4.
Based on a discussion I had and a meeting I'm to have on Thursday, I'm seeking to change from 4 phases to 3 phases and to have everything completed for the 189 Wi-Fi hotspots by the end of this financial year, which means March 2022.
The initiative is being spearheaded by the Universal Service Fund, USF. Minister Vaz says 7 additional public Wi-Fi hotspot sites will be established by the end of the financial year. These will be in Falmouth, Savannah-la-Mar, Moran Bay, Lucy, Spanish Town, Port Maria, and Black River.
Contracts have already been awarded for 3 sites and procurement initiated for the remaining 4 sites. Jamaica will have a total of 20 public Wi-Fi hotspots across Jamaica by March 31st, 2022.
And finally, the Ministry of Justice is looking at ways to channel the payment of mediators through the legal aid system. Portfolio Minister Delroy Chuck says this will be for mediators representing Jamaicans who cannot afford the fees in the parish courts. Minister Chuck says he will be seeking Cabinet's approval to pay mediators from legal aid funds. He was speaking during the ministry's quarterly press briefing on Tuesday.
Mediation is a very important strategy of alternative dispute resolution used in the Supreme Court, but not used as much in the parish courts. And the reason why they're not utilized in the parish courts is that people just can't afford them.
According to Minister Chuck, alternative dispute resolution methods such as mediation and restorative justice have the potential to increase the efficiency of the nation's courts. Mediation is a process in which the parties involved in a conflict discuss their dispute with the assistance of a trained third party. This person will assist them in reaching a settlement in or out of court. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Theodore Henry. Thanks for watching.